Hi, I'm Andrew, an entrepreneur and a computer science student,
Hi, I'm Verene, a psychology major student.
and you're now listening to the Ink Thoughts podcast, where we ponder and talk about incongruous thoughts ranging from our daily life to the human mind.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Ink Thoughts podcast. How are you? How has your week been, Verene?
Hello everyone. Okay. Yeah, in the last episode I mentioned that I got COVID, right? So I've completed my quarantine this week and I have gone back to work. Yeah, so nothing very special. Just I've started going back to work and everything still works the same. Just that after like one tired week of work, on Friday evening after work, my colleague and I we went for dinner, and yeah, we had Korean barbecue, which is something that I haven't had in a very long time. Yeah, and it's a very interesting one. I mean, because of the people that I'm having the dinner with. Yeah, so we can talk about things that we wanted to and share about our thoughts and all. So yeah, it was a fun one. How about you?
Okay, that's cool. But you haven't. Your cough has gone away, right? That's one question I have.
Yeah.
Are you still coughing?
I'll
No.
say I don't really have cough anymore. Just that sometimes I still feel like my throat is not clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess I can understand what you're
Mm-mm.
saying. All right. Okay. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone doesn't need to listen to me coughing in this episode anymore. Yay.
So yeah, why didn't you ask me about my day?
I asked
my
about it,
week.
but then you didn't.
Oh really?
Yeah. Let me
Did you?
re-ask. So how's your week, Andrew?
Okay. Okay, my week. I mean, my week has been a particular normal week with me struggling to get myself back as usual, I guess, into my usual working state. Yeah, but other than that, there is a highlight of this week. It's actually just happened yesterday. So yesterday I went and listened to my first ever orchestra in the Theatre Royal of Nottingham, or Theatre Royal Centre Nottingham, or something like that. Not sure. Theatre Royal Concert Hall. Okay, now I know the name. Yeah, I just have a brochure right beside me. That's why I can read off it. It was quite amazing. The acoustic was really good, fantastic, and then it was a 2-hour session with. In between that, I think they played. Okay, I'm not sure what specific terms they use to describe all these things. So I'm just gonna use my own layman terms. So there was like, I think, 3 performance inside, of course, all classical music, and in between it there's a 20. So 2 of them happen in the first round, and then there's a 20-minute interval, and then the last one happened after that, and then the whole thing is like around 2 hours, which is amazing. And then because I actually went there alone, and then I realized that my friend is there as well. Like they were just sitting like at one side, and then yeah, it's quite interesting to see them there. And then while they were waving at me, there was an elder sitting next to me. He noticed that, and then he just asked me like, yeah, I assume that they're not waving to me, right? That they're waving to you, right? Yeah. So then and that's how we started talking. I had some conversation with him, which is, it's really nice. Like sometimes when we just have conversations like this, suddenly, and yeah, it was quite beautiful. And yeah, I realized that he come here quite often, and then it's actually from him that I got to learn a lot about the orchestra and everything. I didn't know that the one that is playing is from Birmingham, even though the Birmingham name is actually on the day show. I just thought that it could be a name. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're from Birmingham, but it ended up they are actually from Birmingham, and then they are like one of the top 3 from around UK, which is quite amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. And then he actually did recommended a lot of stuff. Talking about one band, not band, I don't know what they call, but the team from Manchester. They're quite amazing as well, and that literally like after 1 hour of listening to it, I just went straight and purchased the next ticket, which happens in 2 weeks, and that's actually I think that will be a lot more relatable because that one is played by the Manchester team, but then it's playing 50 years of James Bond music, which is at least something that I can not that I actually know it, but at least I know the newer songs that's happening recently. This one they actually have a brochure and everything. It's actually only after the show that I got to read it, but after reading it, I still don't really know the story behind all the music that they're playing. But yeah, it's a good start, and I think I quite enjoy this, and then I will continue doing it. Yeah, it's really beautiful, and then the interaction of I'm happy to know that elder, which his name is Peter. It's just like, yeah, it's very interesting, genuine human connection and all this. Yeah, it just makes me want to, sometimes just like, just simply talk to people, and that's how you build all these simple, interesting relationships.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
So do you think you fall in love with like this kind of orchestra thing?
Okay, I have to be honest. 2 hours of listening, just 2 hours of just listening to music. Of course, there are some parts which are still boring. But not that I fell asleep between it, but the acoustic was really, really, really good. It was really the kind of surround sound where you experience in cinemas. Like you can't really exactly pinpoint where the music comes from when you close your eyes. Of course, obviously when you open your eyes, when you open your eyes, you'll still be confused because your eye can see where it comes from, but then the music comes around you, which is quite amazing. This just shows how good the acoustic was inside the hall. And then because of the acoustic, I feel like at certain point in using certain instrument, you can even feel the vibration of it on your skin, which is quite amazing. That's an interesting thing. I don't know. I felt like there's no microphones or anything amplifying the sound, but then it's just really loud. It's loud, but it's loud to the stage where it's not uncomfortable to your ears. It's just the right amount of loudness that it's not annoying, and then you can literally close your eyes and then you can imagine a scene or whatever that's in the movie, because that's how it feels like the music is like literally around you, just that now you're just looking at the whole actual team playing it live, which is really amazing. Yeah, sometimes you can really, I'll say, kind of vibe with it and go with the flow, something like that. You can kind of feel it, and then you just like you like shake your head or something together with the music. It's that amazing. Yeah. But of course, I think the one thing that I want to kind of learn is to kind of understand each of the music so that I can better enjoy it. Yeah. But then overall it's quite cool. Just that sometimes I'll still get in my own thoughts. I'm not sure. That's okay, but then I wouldn't be focusing on the music. But most of the time I would be able to just focusing on the music instead of treating it like a background music. Yeah. And there's this amazing thing. The most amazing thing I've ever seen is that I can see how much effort they are putting into the music. So you can really see that they are putting in full effort. Like it's like they are producing a piece. They are really fully into it. And then after every music ended, there's ovation. Do you know what's ovation?
No.
Okay, ovation is, I heard of it because I'm not sure if you've heard of standing ovation. Standing ovation that happens in like all those film festival and all that.
I don't think I know.
Okay, so a standing ovation is basically, ovation is very simple. It's just loud clapping from the audience, and that is usually I think this term came out many years ago, a few centuries ago. I forgot for what event, but then now it's just very loud clapping from the audience, and that is basically a way of recognizing how good the show is. Like basically, if the show is good, then there will be an ovation. But then standing ovation is the highest level of respect towards respect or appreciation towards the performance or even the movie nowadays. And then where everyone will just stand up, and then they'll talk about there's a full standing ovation for like 10 minutes or something.
Oh.
And yeah, of course over here there's no standing ovation. I mean, towards the end there are some people who just stand up and clap for a very long time, but for all the music, I think they clap for at least like 5 minutes, which you can sense the respect they have towards the band. Like it's really cool. Like you can see how much effort they put in, and then they actually get a lot of respect from the audience as well. So it's like I didn't know it would be so long. I clap for a while and I stop, and then like they continue clapping, and then I just went back into clapping just to follow along. But then like on the second and third music, I just tried to clap as long. Yeah, I think at least 5 minutes at least for all of it, which is really amazing. Yeah. And then there was even, because I think the second music there's a main violinist as well. And then this violinist she was really into her music, and I would describe her as quite emotional, but emotional as in like she puts a lot of emotion into the music that she's playing. And she actually played the music, played the violin without her shoes on. Like she's wearing her shoes onto the stage, and then she took off her shoes, and then she played the whole music without her shoes on, which is really interesting. Yeah, very interesting. And even the elder beside me, he told me that it's his first time seeing this, even though he's been a frequent guest to that hall. Yeah, but then it's like, it's just really amazing. It's just really amazing.
Yeah, from how you describe it, I feel I feel it that way.
It's really magnificent and grand, and yeah, definitely I'll love to bring you to see it. But of course, one of the reason I'm going is because I have this student discount, which is amazingly cheap. Literally, I sometimes I feel bad for getting this discount, because I mean, depending on where you sit, there's different price points, and of course there's better seat, there's worse seat, and of course I believe my seat is one of the best, or maybe the best, because it's like second floor, right? You can literally have a look at the whole team playing the music. And then my price is just £5 everywhere. I think the original price for my seat could be like £30. I'm not sure. But then I felt like that might be the price, but it's just like £5, just because I am under 26, and then I can get this discount. But it's cool, at least it gave me this opportunity to enjoy the music this way. Yeah. So yes, this is kind of the beautiful moment I had yesterday. It was amazing, and then I kind of see the beauty and human and all that, and I guess this one of the things I really really like about UK, living in UK. I don't know, but I felt a bit biased here because I've been here, I'm new, that's why I will explore all this new stuff. Whereas in Malaysia, maybe there is all this kind of stuff, but I just wouldn't put in effort to find it, or maybe because it's just a place where I've been living for like over 10, 20 years. That's why I would just go to places where I want to go instead of exploring new places. Maybe Malaysia, there's all these kind of places, just that I never explored it. So I felt a bit biased, but I for some reason I went to on Thursday I went to a contemporary art gallery as well. I just felt like there is more different things in the UK, not necessarily just in the UK, more like in bigger countries, more developed country, where it's not so limited by pragmatic stuff. It's like there's all this kind of arts which they do tend to focus on, like their art gallery display, their music. It's not just something where they try to copy or they try to do it for the sake of doing it. It's they kind of do it just because they have a full passion in it. There's a really interesting art display. I still don't understand what does that mean, but it was actually, I'm not sure if it's an art display or it's like a project by an art student. I mean, it's still an art display, but I'm not sure if it's actually a project, because it's quite interesting. For me, it looks like something that could be a final year project, something like that. It was literally an art that fills up a whole room, and then it's something that anyone can interact with it. So there was a bunch of stones in this room, and then you can literally just put put it around to kind of forecast the weather for tomorrow, and then I believe the owner of the art, or the artist, the artist will definitely come back every day to record the forecast made by everyone, all the way, I don't know, until the end of the year, something like that. I think it's portraying something that people used to do back in like primitive days, but I'm not sure, but it's just really interesting. I see a bunch of like different kind of beauty. There was even one art gallery where we have to take off our shoes because there's like bean bags and everything. I have no idea how to fully immerse and experience that art in that room, because there's carpet, flooring, and everything. That's why she asked us to, you can either put a plastic bag around your shoes or you can take off your shoes, so that, because in here you're supposed to, just immerse with yourself. You can just enjoy the art on the bean bags, whatever, which is quite interesting. Yeah. And in all the art galleries, I mean, I've only been to like 2-3, something like that, but then the art galleries here, there are long bench where you can literally just sit there all day and enjoy, staring at art. I felt like doing that one day, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I probably get bored or something. I'll probably, at one point, I'll just take out my phone and scroll Instagram, or like, try to watch some YouTube or something. Because I don't know how people do that. How do they just sit there and enjoy art? But I kind of want to try that and just figure out myself, how myself would do that. Yeah, like how I actually don't know how to listen to an orchestra, and I just kind of figure out that, as if I'm vibing with it, music, it's good. But of course, now that I know that there's a booklet that gives you a story behind each of the show, definitely I should get it and then try to immerse with the feeling of the creator on why they created, composed is a better word, composed this music. Yeah.
When you describe all of this, I mean, I have how to say this, a picture in my mind, like how people in the UK live. They have a slow pace of living, and then they go to art gallery, or going to how do I say, going to those performance of maybe classical music or orchestra kind of places all the time.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, because this royal concert hall thing, it's not limited to just all these classical music. There are like music, which I believe includes modern music, and then there's sometimes those musicals. So it's like more like theatric. So it's like a film, but then they perform it on stage, I guess, if you know that. So like those musical shows, something like that. There's all this kind of stuff. I believe there's even more. Just that I find myself more interested in just like classical music. Oh yeah, there's comedies as well, like stand-up comedy and all that. It's just, I don't know. I feel like they have a lot more. They kind of explore more human things. That's what I wanna say, because back in developing countries, of course, we are more focused on growing and all that. We want to churn out more doctors, engineers, lawyers, I don't know, and all of this are like all the practical stuff which make people which makes a country grow. Stuff that can actually earn money. And over here, it's not so pragmatic, where they look into the human stuff, the beauty and human and all this. That's why they focus a lot on art, like gardens and all this musicals and all that, which is really beautiful. I find it really beautiful. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I felt I took quite a long time. I think I took at least like 15 minutes talking about this.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes.
But yeah, I think now let's get back to our actual topic. So our actual topic is actually a bit similar. Today is actually quite a open-ended topic. And yeah, it's just when we realize that we are already in our 20s. So yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, 20s is probably like quarter life. It's not a huge thing. But then it's quite a significant jump, I guess, for us. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So, would you like to start first?
Okay. I'll say actually, I think 20s is a very beautiful period of time, because it's a time where you finally started to be in control of most of your own life. Oh yeah, and then maybe you start working, you do any kind of stuff that you would like to without being controlled by parents or whatsoever. But yeah, so in the past I actually thought that wow, 20s must be a very beautiful time. Yeah, but then after I started, I don't really have that much of feeling about it until I realized, oh, it's already 3 years. I mean, I'm in my 23 this year, and then I realized, have I done enough yet? That's the thing that started to make me a bit anxious. I won't say very anxious, just a bit. Yeah. I'm not sure if you have the same feeling.
Okay. Okay. I guess I guess I'm more. Of course, I'm 22 this year, and I think 20. The moment in time where I realized that I'm in 20 is usually when, like example, when I realized that 2016 and 2017 is more than 5 years ago, which is like quite a scary thing to me. I was like, oh my god, I thought like 17, 16 is like just like a few years ago, and no, man, it's already like 5 years ago. Even 2020, like the moment when we went for our last countdown with a huge crowd, that was already 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It was quite scary. COVID has been 2 years. Like there's so many lost years in between, and sometimes when I think, I don't know, when I think back then when I was like talking to my parents and everything, and then I just realized that, wait, what? My dad is already in like 50s, and then, oh no, I'm already more than 20 something. And then sometimes, like, I think sometimes that my parents just ask me something, and then I realize that, okay, no, I'm already now 20. So it's, I mean, not that they can't ask that question. I forgot what particular, I guess it's more about money and all that. Like, oh, do you need more money or something? And I'm like, oh, yeah, no, I'm 21. Then I'm 21 already. Like I'm more than 21 already. Like I'm like so old. Like it's not old, but then it's because I guess it's a significant point in your age where once you cross that, like what you said, you have a lot more control in your life. So it's different that way. Yeah, that's why. That's how, I don't know, like how significant it is. But if you talk about whether have I achieved enough, this is something, I guess, as long as I actively think about it, I can be grateful of whatever I've done. But then I don't know, I guess me, or like us, and many people in life are just kind of plagued with the Asian syndrome, or of, we keep wanting more. I guess Asian is just kind of greedy, as like we keep wanting to get rich or something. We for some reason we can't settle for like imagine if today I ask you to just sit down at a museum to just like look at an art, and then just just sit there and look at the art. I don't think we can do it. I don't know, our life is just so fast paced where we can't settle for it. Our attention span is so short.
Yes,
we
true.
Can't really find a very, very true focus or something like that. Okay, the thing that I was referring to just now is not just limited to Asian, but for Asian, we tend to be a lot more greedy. We want to achieve a lot of things, so we sometimes fail to notice how much achievement we have made. And I should say that to be honest, when I look at it, yes, I've actually done a lot. I've actually done a lot. I'm quite grateful that I've done a lot.
You've done a lot.
I mean, I have done a lot. Like, there is just a lot of things that I've done. Like, even you have done a lot. Just that sometimes you just have to look at it. When you look at it, like, yeah, definitely it is beautiful. Like, I remember like that I kind of ran a startup, and then I made quite some money off it. I bought a car, even though now it's in Malaysia, and then it's most likely that I wouldn't be able to spend much time with that car. Yeah, I just spent a year with that car. It's quite funny. And then I've been doing a lot of stuff on my own, living in UK, getting jobs in UK, starting YouTube, starting podcasts. Buying a Pixel phone, even though that might sound stupid, it's quite a monumental change for me. Like, it kind of signifies that I'm in a first world country, I can get this kind of stuff. Different, like buying iPad. Buying iPad was a significant thing in my life because it was my first ever Apple product. And then continued with my MacBook, everything. Yeah, my first $1,000 earphones. Like, okay, I feel a bit materialistic here, to be honest. I guess life, we shouldn't really live this way where like, thousand something is important, but then it just marks a significant point in my life where I am willing to spend this kind of money for life improvement. Like even if I talk about Ali's part-time YouTuber Academy is a huge thing for me. Even buying freedom for like $99 is a huge thing for me because it's at a different point in life where you realize that sometimes there's things where it used to cost a lot to you, but then you find more reason to buy it because you kind of realize there's other more important things in your life, like the YouTube course. That YouTube is a very important thing, and that that you want to learn from the best, and then you want to save your time really finding out what you want to learn. That's why you're willing to pay 1,500 just for a course, and then that this is how you make that guy turn into a millionaire. And then it's okay. like maybe back then I would be like, oh no, I'm not gonna do that. Like it sounds stupid, $1,500 down to him, and then obviously he looks like a Ponzi scheme, and then he's making rich. He's getting very rich out of it. Like it sounds like a really stupid thing doing this, but then like now you just realize, oh okay, you just realize the value of him, and then you actually think that's worth it. Like all this kind of stuff, like. It's I mean, achievement doesn't necessarily means what you have done, but I guess it can be like the growth that you have experienced as well. And then you'll be like, oh, so I've been through this. I see how much different I am compared to what I am last time. And then you'll be like, wow, that's cool. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you started to explain about all this, I just have one thought, because I realized I'm actually not being appreciative towards what myself have done. I tend to
I'm not that appreciative as well. I sometimes I need to actively plant that idea into my mind to be able to remind. Sometimes I like, it doesn't happen every day. I have to look at that item, like for example, look at my MacBook Pro. Now I just look at it as a MacBook Pro, like a thing which I should have. It's not a good thing, but then I should look at it and I appreciate that, like, wow, amazing, this MacBook Pro is so amazing that it creates it. It's like a product of my company, and then my jump into YouTube and everything. I just use it as a daily driver and everything. So I have to actively think about it. But yeah, sorry for cutting you. Let's get back to what you were saying.
Okay. So I feel like I tend to compare myself with others, even when there's time where I did something which I think, wow, I did a good job, but then unconsciously I still compare that to people, and then I underappreciate about myself. Then slowly I forget about it.
I get it.
So I'm not sure if you still remember, I did ask you about this question for a few times. Like for me myself, I've not done, like, what have I done over maybe the past 2 years or something. Then you start to tell me you've done this and this, right? Then only I'm like, oh yeah, I did that.
Yeah, I mean, you've started a podcast, you've started YouTube. For those audience who don't know, Verene has started a YouTube channel with one video on it. Go ahead and support her. It's just Verene Yao, and then with a picture. I think I'm not sure if you guys know how she looks like, but then there's a picture over there. But then what else? You have graduated, you have worked, you have oh man, you have been a CEO, or like in simpler terms, a president of a club in a university, which I mean it's quite an achievement. And then what else? What else? There should be more. I guess there's more. I mean, you bought your first laptop. Yeah. You have a great boyfriend, which I consider that an achievement of mine as well. I'm just complimenting myself.
Wait. Did you get a good girlfriend?
Yes, obviously that's both an achievement of mine and yours, of course. Yeah. I mean, that's just different things in life which we can I mean, achievement, there's no exact definition, I guess. Oh, there's this thing. I kind of got this from a recent, not a recent, but the episode that I'm recently listening to from the Not Overthinking podcast. Timo was saying that, we just shouldn't fully rely on the definition of the dictionary. I kind of agree with that. I mean, the definition of a dictionary is always it's only a definition because it's most agreeable by most of the people at that moment in time.
Yeah,
that's why
true.
There's like revisions or something on a dictionary. As long as both of us can agree on a definition of a term, we can just set it as our own definition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, not like during scholar sessions. Like when you're doing exam, you can't really use that, because obviously, unless you can build a understanding between you and the marker of your paper on the definition, otherwise they would definitely just use the most agreeable one, which is from dictionary. But I guess most definition we can just, as long as it's agreeable by within the parties that's within the conversation, I guess we can just use that as the definition.
Yeah. Actually, like sometimes when I'm talking to my best friend, like maybe one of us are having something that is bothering us and we don't know what to do, then when we started talking about those, most of the time I realize I'll start asking, okay, let's say okay, I'll just simply say an example. Maybe it's about responsibility. Then I'll ask, okay, for you, what is the definition of that? So from that only we know how does that person think about this whole thing. Yeah. Or else we are just assuming what we think about and then put it on that person, and yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's really true. Yeah. But then, I mean, in our 20s, I mean, we have really achieved a lot. I don't really want to talk about this, but then the one obstacle I have right now is the FYP thing, because I mean we the truth is that we actually recorded this episode yesterday, and then we were gonna have a super productive day where we're gonna record 2 episodes in a row, because we've been of course as in like we haven't been. No, not that we haven't been. How should I say it? I mean, we missed a few podcast recording sessions because there was something up. That's why we couldn't record it, and thus we need to just get back on track. But then I just got into I don't know. I fell into this negative feedback loop of my final year project too hard that it kind of ruined the whole episode. As in, like, it's too much negativity. It's more like me trying to understand what I'm feeling. That's why. Yeah, but then. I mean, beyond this, there is a lot of beauty in my life. Like, especially every walk around Nottingham, you just find it so beautiful. When you walk, especially when it's cold, when it's raining and all that, it gives it's quite kind of scary, but it's like when you get pain, that's where you feel most alive. And yeah, it's when it rains or something, it gives me the feeling of gratefulness that I'm alive in the UK. Yeah, like how beautiful it is, everything. Yeah, like it's just great to be alive in the UK. But yeah, like I mean, now this FYP thing, I guess it kind of sometimes it emphasizes the beauty of around me when I realize it.
Mm.
I just realize that, the world's not all that bad, Yeah, it's actually quite beautiful and all that. But yeah, I do want to say, give me a second. I forgot the word. Let me think.
Okay.
I mean, shit, I kind of forgot. Let me think for a second. Yeah, I mean, like after this period of time, I guess I kind of know what I don't want, and then I should really learn to pursue ways where I can, at least I wouldn't want to fall into a trap of getting into something I don't want again.
Mm-mm-mm.
And then I'll just pursue it, and then eventually, hopefully one day find what I want. And I hope that throughout my 20s, I would at least, I don't know, I kind of want to dabble with art. I just want to, I felt like previously I wouldn't like all this kind of term, like all this spiritual term where you try to feel things, you try to feel whatever you're doing, feel your creation, you create because of a feeling, all this kind of stuff. Of course, I still doesn't like that because but I don't know. Okay, recently I can kind of agree a bit on that terms. I don't know. I dislike all this kind of explanation because it's just too vague that you can't bring your audience together with you. But then you realize that even on very pragmatic terms, like example, when you talk about like spending money, justifying the price tag of a $1,500 course, of course, okay, it's you can explain it very, very detailed on why it's worth it, but other people still couldn't understand. It's just kind of like the feeling thing. It's like, because I know this justifies the price tag because I gone through quite a few stages, and then that's why now it makes sense to me intuitively. It's like when I see it and I'm like, yeah, people are, when you're doing this, you're paying for this. And then when you tell those people, no matter how detailed you say to them, they just can't really accept it. It's just kind of like the feeling thing where if you're not at that level of artist, I guess, they just can't really feel it. But still, I don't like this feeling thing where I hope that I believe there is a way to better explain the feeling thing instead of just saying it as a feeling. So I would like to explain art in a way that I can explain the justification of spending $1,500 for a course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But first,
I remember you. In the past, you criticized me so badly about the feeling stuff.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the thing is like, it's not in words, It's not in words. Like, even if I try to understand it, you just keep saying,
You
it's a feeling.
even got so angry with me last time. I'm like,
yes.
now
I'm really mad
quiet.
at that. Yeah. I mean, there's no words. You don't explain anything. That's why I can't really. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, at least make it into words so that I can understand it. But yeah, that's I don't know. I feel like dabbling into arts,
Okay.
like not just arts like music, all those kind of stuff. I feel like dabbling into that. Just want to kind of understand how does it. Sorry about that. I just want to understand how does it feel. How to connect your emotions, your inner heart, and display it. How to, like, exactly pour your heart out.
Hey, wait.
Yeah.
I just thought of something. Maybe I'm thinking maybe like art therapy. This kind of therapy, is it? I mean, are they trying to tap on that as well, like connecting your emotion with all those art and music? There's music therapy as well.
I'm not sure. Probably. I mean, I never done any research into this, but
I'm not sure as well.
I guess I did join a art session back in Nottingham, Malaysia, and then I don't know. The thing about art is that even though at that session you can literally just draw anything, just try drawing anything, but then there's still that inner Asian within me, which this is more like comparing, just think that, this art is so terrible. How can I make a prettier art which I really like? Yeah. But then like that's just the inner Asian within me. I don't know. I guess that's why I guess there's still a lot to be learned.
Yeah, but I think it's actually a very nice thing though that you feel like you want to do all this, even if it's not to be part of your profession or something. Just make it for fun as a hobby. That's a very good thing also.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the one thing which I realized during this period, I don't know I have no idea when it started, is that I just want to explore the thing I like. Yeah. I want to explore the thing I like. Yeah, I just want to explore the thing I like. I don't know. I guess that's what I want to do. But I'm still figuring it out. So I hope I can do it. Yeah. I mean, within my 20s or something like that. Yeah, just try new things and then explore if there's anything that's actually something I like.
Yeah, I have the same thoughts as well. I don't know if you still remember at the beginning of this year I told you that I wanted to try more new things this year. And I believe this not limited to this year. Yeah. Maybe at least in my 20s.
Yeah. I mean,
let's
hope we get to do that.
What?
Let's hope we get to do that.
Yeah, like we are still young, and if we don't try now, then when?
Pardon, what?
We are still young. If we don't try it now, then when?
Exactly. Like, there's a new thing I realized, it's not just about the money. Sometimes it's about your youth as well. Youth is a different currency. Not just time. Time is not that simple. Time worth differently for everyone at different stages in their lives. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why, I don't know, even in my 20s, I mean, we have definitely achieved a lot, but I guess maybe the one thing in our 20s, or maybe we can even pull it into our 30s, because I think 40s will be a bit late. It's our 20s and 30s, we should definitely find more ways to explore life and find out more ways that we actually like. And I believe, I have this belief, which I hope to prove that it's true, is that if you can find something that you truly like and then you just keep doing it, it can eventually become a passive income for you. Yeah, it can eventually become a passive income for you. Yeah, just that I still can't prove it, but I hope that this is a real thing.
Let's see.
Yeah. Anything you'd like to talk about your 20s?
Okay, since we realize that we are not very appreciative towards what we have done, maybe we should try keeping a gratitude journal so that every time we forget about it, let's go back and read about it and remind ourselves you have done a lot.
Yeah. I mean, yes. I feel like that's the problem. That's the problem that I have recently. Just sit down, accept this FYP thing because it has a deadline. I mean, I've been listening to the Not Overthinking podcast, and then I feel bad for always talking about the Not Overthinking podcast. But that is literally the only podcast which I listen to. But yeah, like cause like even until today, 2022, Ali is still writing his book. But then back in like 2020, he already started. I think 2020 or 2021. He already started, and then the great thing about book is that there is no such thing as a deadline. Yeah. So but the main thing is that you have to you have to be in love with whatever you're doing, and then you have to do it. Yeah. And then, but the FYP thing, I just, I don't have I have a deadline and then I can't find love in it, and I don't have enough time to find love in it, something like that, which is a bit stressful for me. But I guess other things in life, as long as there's one day which really important things in my life are not dying, I guess. Like, I'm referring to like my kids or whatever, they are not starving and everything. I should actively just try to only do it if only I do it because I actually truly love it, I guess. Yeah. Like, there should be a greater good for it, not just for blindly because for some materialistic reason, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is the best way of conveying the idea that I have, but then just find that, I should find more ways, more beauty in it. But it's really like this kind of orchestra. I kind of found something new, because like sometimes when you in life you kind of feel like spending money on many stuff. Like sometimes you feel like getting a dessert, you feel like getting boba tea, you feel like getting Starbucks. But I found out that those things are definitely not what I want, because it's no different to getting a new MacBook or a new Pixel, which that moment of joy just happens for minutes and then it's done. You can't really appreciate the whole thing. Whereas if I spend this £5 on this orchestra thing, okay, I guess it's just like the happiness that I get from all this stuff. So the happiness I get from getting a iPad and all this stuff isn't that much, because I can't really feel anything from it. Yeah, I can't really feel anything from it unless it really makes a huge change in my life. Whereas I'll just feel gratitude and feel happy about it. But then, like, I guess most of this stuff doesn't do that anymore. But the orchestra thing, when I got into it, I just got so much happiness value out of it, because you see the beauty, you hear the music, everything is just so good, so beautiful. Yeah. And when it's quiet, it's like truly silent. It's like, wow, like the happiness value is so much. Yeah. Yeah, like I guess this is what I try to refer to as like, I need to find things which I truly, truly like, and then this is the feeling that you get so much happiness value from it. Yeah.
Yeah, but actually,
I'm not sure if I conveyed it clearly.
I understand where you're coming from, but then it actually reminded me of one of my friends. Okay. For several years, he's been saying that he doesn't know what he wants.
Oh, okay.
Then now he started working as well, and then I believe this job is not something he wants as well. But he's feeling like if he continues studying now, it might be too late when he come out for work again, because of the field because the field is very competitive and all. I feel like if what you're currently doing is not what you want, maybe it pays you better, but then you're not happy.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
In order to find something you like, you have to try first.
Yeah, you definitely have to try.
If you don't make the first step to try anything out, for sure you can't find anything. Even if you try things out, and maybe sometimes it's not easy to find what you like, but at least you will know what you don't like.
Yes, exactly.
It's better than now you don't know everything, whatever you like or whatever you don't like. You don't know anything at all.
Yeah, true. Exactly. Yeah. But I do think that there's actually one thing that's quite overrated. I think education is sometimes a bit too overrated. I'm not sure I'll still remain with this idea even when I have my child or everything. But I like from your example, it is definitely overrated, because whatever your friend tries to do is that you want to kind of get prepared before he gets into a job. But then by the time you are about to get into a job, you have done too much investment that you kind of just have to get into the job.
Yeah.
Because you have done so much investment. So I mean, like, whether it's I know sometimes some jobs require some qualification, but then there are lower level jobs which you can kind of get close to it, and then you can understand whether if that's something you actually like. It's better to do that. It's better to do that instead of trying to be qualified and then do things. It's just like how I say that it's better to just do things first and then be responsible of whatever that happens later, because you can't like just like YouTube, like what Ali always says, you can't be prepared. You will never be prepared. It's better for you to just do it and then learn it along the way. Yeah. So I think education, not that you shouldn't get education, but sometimes I guess, I don't know. I mean, education, this thing, I'm still not sure how helpful it is, because I feel like it's really like the degree that's most helpful, not really the education you get. Yeah, but maybe the people as well, the people you know during university years, that's quite helpful. But then education wise, I'm not sure how helpful is that. But it's better to kind of, just try things out, figure out what you actually like, then you get an education. Not you get an education, then you get a job.
Yeah, true.
Something like that. Yeah.
And
because I find that a lot of people, where they are, if they are actually truly enthusiastic, truly love that thing that they are doing, sometimes they actually don't need education to do that, because they find ways to really get to what they want, where they are, and then along the way they learn it as well. Yeah. That's why.
Yeah, and then I feel it's a bit unfair. I mean, not to say unfair, but some of the profession, they only accept one way of getting the qualification, even though you have like maybe 10 or 20 years of experience in that field. They don't appreciate that. They just want that one single, let's say, degree or master degree qualification, and then only they give you the qualification to do something that you want.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's why. I guess that is why I feel confident about for getting a job, but then I just have this FYP thing.
Yeah.
Because I need to use that to graduate.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Anything else you want to share? I guess we kind of went off a bit about our 20s. Is there anything else I want to share about my 20s? The beauty in my 20s.
Oh, okay. I think one more thing maybe I can share about is that now I'm in my 23. I feel like there's only 7 years left to my 30. And then because in psychology field, of course you have to take step by step in order for you to become a psychologist, and then that just won't happen over 1 year or 2 years. You might need to take several years. And I feel like if let's say I don't do something now, maybe when I reach 30, I still haven't become a psychologist. That makes me feel a bit anxious sometimes, and there are some factors that is out of my control sometimes. If everything's within my control, just that I do or I don't do, then I feel more confident because it's just me. But there's some other factors that's affecting everything, which makes me feel a bit anxious sometimes in my 20s now. I mean, I have this thought for 1 or 2 years already. It's not just recently after I started working. Sometimes I do calculate, if let's say I get the chance to start studying my master on this year, then when can I become a psychologist, or is that still workable for me, or what? But maybe sometimes it's me overthinking, but then this thing is something that is within me for quite some time.
Okay. Yeah, true. Okay, understand. I can understand that. I mean, even 30 years old is very young. Even if you become a psychologist by you're 40, I guess it's still very young.
Yeah. Just I believe I think maybe it's the Asian kind of mindset making us feel Asian like thing. 30 is already very old.
Yeah, exactly.
You are not successful yet during your 30. Are you okay?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at this stage in life, I mean, there is a reason where we have to tell others, where like sometimes parents just say that, you gotta face life, you gotta find a wife, get a proper job, get get babies or whatever, but I think as long as that person is not depending on anyone, like usually financially wise, then they are free to do whatever they want, because
Yes, true.
I mean, it's their life.
Yeah.
Why do they have to? Why is their life designed? Why should their life be defined the way as you yourself define it?
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's their life, brother.
Yeah.
It's their life. So what? like I mean, they are not leeching off you. If they are spending your money, okay, that makes sense, because obviously they have the responsibility of making sure that they're alive. They can survive themselves. But then, like, if they're not spending your money, like, you have no way to judge them, actually. Yeah, you have no way to judge them. It's actually you that should understand why they do this.
Yeah. True.
If you can't understand, then there's no way. There's no reason for you to judge them.
True.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I felt like, cause I have some money, I don't know. I kind of feel like, just explore life a bit. I don't know.
There's actually no wrong doing that.
I know that I wouldn't. I mean, yeah, I guess it's just the Asian mindset that just creeps in. You're like, no, you can't do that, Andrew. You have this goal of you want to be rich. You want to get a house. You want to get an electric car. You want to be a millionaire like Ali Abdaal. You want to write a famous book. You want to do all this kind of stuff. I mean, like, I guess that's just all this stuff that creeps in. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see.
Oh yeah. Just now when you talk about education being overrated, I think of people in China now. I mean, from those series or even people that are like Malaysians studying in China, when they are talking about their education over there or what, I feel like people over there sometimes they really don't know what they want. They just know that everyone's is getting their master degree, so they have to do.
Yeah. I mean, even in Malaysia, I mean, isn't it that the thing? Like, yeah, you just have to get a degree, It's like kind of the minimum requirement, something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I felt like, cause like a degree thing, even though it's just a few years, but then I feel like next time I don't mind if my children start their university at age 25. I kind of just want them to dabble with things they want.
Yeah.
Of course, I'll give them some money which they can like comfortably kind of just find out what they want, instead of like just choose a course because my friend do so, or because this earns a lot of money, or because I think I have some interest in this because I've done it once. I don't want all this kind of stuff. I just want them to find out what they are interested in. Yeah.
Yeah, like
I want them to be someone that can immerse into the thing that they're doing for 24 hours, and they wouldn't even want to eat or something. Of course, that's a bit crazy. I guess it's exaggerated and that's unhealthy as well. But then I just want to use this to kind of describe how much dedication I want them to have towards the one thing that they're doing in their life, just because they like it. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like my youngest brother, he's 16 this year, but then he really don't know what he wants to do. And when we talk about it,
It's okay.
It's okay, but just that when you ask him about it, he will say don't know, maybe this or that. But then when you ask why, he say I don't know, because people do this, so I think I do that. Or maybe you say, I heard people say that this easy, or I heard people say that this will help me earn money. Yeah, then I tell him it's not like it doesn't work like this. You won't be happy at all if you don't like it.
Yes. That's the thing. Yeah, I should have just went for a data science final year project. I would enjoy that a little bit more. Not that I really love that, but it's I guess kind of fun. I guess I don't know. I guess maybe I should have studied business. I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, data science is something that's quite fun. At least there's a business element to it. There's sometimes there's this thing about, because I guess the cool thing about data science is that you're kind of like the middleman between data and human, where you need to understand the data and then like just kind of output it to the human, tell human, how is this like. So it's not all computer science. It requires your mind as well. Yeah, just that the computer science helps it easier for you to explain it, because even with the computer science stuff, when you throw it to your customer, they won't see it as well.
Yeah, I do realize when you talk about data science, you are a lot more confident and happy.
I mean, because another thing is that I spent a year learning that while I was like working on my own. So I learned a lot. I'm still not top notch on that. Definitely, no. I believe it's okay to be that, because I'm still learning. But that I just spent a lot of time in that. I just spent a lot of time in that. That's why like it makes it easier. Yeah, it makes it easier for me to understand all that. Yeah. I'm still figuring out how to do the presentation part though. I'm very familiar with the computer science part, but I only done the actual presentation, the actual explaining to a human once. Yeah. Yeah. I still need more experience with that. Yeah. All right. Anything else that you would like to talk about?
I think no more.
Okay. Any insights that you want to share?
Not really this week.
No, we are not even 25. We can spend some time enjoying life.
Yeah, true.
You want some money? Let me just send some money to you, and then you go and explore your life. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, I guess that's it for this episode of the podcast. Thanks, Sarah, for listening. So there's this new thing on Spotify where you can actually rate our podcast. So please support us and give us a rating. And of course, if you have anything that you want to talk to us, feel free to email us, message us on any of our social media platform. We love to hear from you. And yeah, other than that, that's it for this podcast, and hope to see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed, do share with your friends and family and leave us a review on the Apple Podcast. If you're not using an Apple device, you can leave a review on the Apple Podcast website with the link in the show notes. If you have any feedback or thoughts which you hope that we'll discuss in the future, feel free to email them to us at hello@incthoughts.com, or alternatively, you can send us a private message on our Facebook, Instagram or Twitter with the username of incthoughtspod. Thanks again, and see you all next week. Bye-bye.